This is going to be how to repair your own headlights at home. When they start fogging up like this one is here, you can see the difference. All you're going to need is a 3000 grit and a 1500 grit sandpaper, and just some sort of glass cleaner or soapy water will do. And you're just going to sand off this white buildup on here. Basically, it's where the plastic is starting to decay and it starts fogging it up. So what you're going to first do is take some tape and go around the whole perimeter of the light, and so if you're sanding and your sandpaper runs off, it won't get onto your painted surfaces. Alright, so I've got them both taped up on the front. Doesn't have to be pretty, just keep the sandpaper from running off the edges and hitting the paint and scarring it up. So after you're done with that, you're going to just take and spray the glass down and start sanding the whole thing down with your 1500 grit. Alright, so get your sandpaper out. I usually fold it up like this here. Have better control over it that way. And you'll just take, spray your light down and go in long straight motions all the way across. And what you're wanting to do, you can see where the you can see lines where it's clear and not clear. You want to sand it down to where that line is almost invisible. Keep doing that until it is, and then we'll change over to the 3000 grit and give it a buff down, and then we'll wax it, kind of a buff and wax to take out any small imperfections. Alright, so after you use the 1500 grit on here and wiped it off with a clean towel, you should end up with like a fuzzy haze on it. That's completely normal. We'll take care of the haze here in just a bit with some extra buffing from the 3000, and then actually buffing and wax will take up the final bit of it. So I'm going to change over to the 3000 grit and do the same back forth motion, and then we'll come back after I'm done with the 3000 grit. Alright, so you can see it's a little bit cleaner now after hitting it with 3000. It's still not perfectly, you can see it's still kind of hazy in there. I might hit it just a little bit more with the 3000 grit, and then I'll go right into the actual buffing. Alright, so here's after the 3000 grit sanding. It is clearer than the other side. You can see that. It's not as hazy anymore. It still isn't as clear as it should be. I'm going to go get the polishing compound. We'll polish this up. I'll let you see the process, and then we'll look at it afterwards. Alright, so what I'm going to be using today is this chrome polish. It says removes rust, so it's got small abrasives in it to cut through and resurface the chrome. So this is about the cleanest, smallest stuff I've got, since it's supposed to leave like a mirror finish on the chrome. So that's what I usually use on this to have it really fine, so it doesn't be big scratch marks in it. So all you're going to do is just take and just dump a little bit out on the thing there. Enough just to take a clean rag and smear it around the whole glass area, and you're going to let it sit for a few minutes and then come back and just buff it off. Alright, so after you're done polishing it with your chrome and your chrome polish or whatever kind of polish you have and your clean rag, you're going to take another third clean rag and you're just going to buff it all off all the way around the light. And you should be done. Alright, so the finished result should be this here. It should look pretty much like new. There may be a few spots where the actual light bulb heat has heated up the inside of the glass, and those spots probably will not come out because they're actually on the back side. You can see right here it's pretty much in line with the actual bulb. Some of it may be still on the outside, but sometimes the actual light bulb itself has burnt the inside a bit. And you see there's a little hazy patch right in here, and that's kind of in line with the Volkswagen headlight there assembly. So sometimes you could try, if you do have a kind of a dark spot like that, I'm not going to worry about it too much, but if you did have a dark spot like that, you could always start back with 1500 grit in this area, work for the 3000, and then do the buffing again and see if it comes out. If it doesn't come out after that, it's probably going to be on the inside, and no matter what, you can't do it unless you take the whole lens cover off. And I'm not sure if you can actually do that with these. There's some models you can, but I don't think these might be actually sealed units. But yeah, I mean, it looks way better than it did before. We don't have that big hazy mark going across here where you couldn't even see down into it. Let me go show you the other side real quick. So that's what we had, a big hazy mark there, and I mean, you could barely see the Volkswagen symbol in there. And on this side, you can actually see it pretty clearly now. So yeah, there's quite a bit of difference from where we started from. Alright, so just a way to kind of clean up your lights real quick without having to take them into the shop.